All right, thanks for staying with us. Joining us on the show is Olusoji Oyawoye. He is the co-founder and the CEO of Resource Intermediaries Limited. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
And congratulations, 15 years anniversary.
Oh, yes,
That's
July
a
1.
long time.
It is, in this environment especially.
Work anniversary or marriage anniversary?
No, I need to be sure. Work business anniversary.
Marriage is to about 29 years.
Woo!
Congratulations.
You see somebody with this kind of gray hair, you ask me if it's only 15 years he's been married.
All right, let's talk outsourcing now. A lot of persons do not really understand what outsourcing is really about. They confuse it with casualization and all of it. But then help us better understand what it is exactly.
Interestingly, first, outsourcing comes from two words, outside and then sourcing. Outside and sourcing, so outsourcing. It principally just means transferring work and decision rights to an organization outside your business. And businesses do that principally for three reasons. One, to save costs, because it moves your cost from variable to fixed. So if you've outsourced a function, and this is contract sum, there's no variation for that 2-3 years. But when you manage in-house, there are all kinds of liabilities and issues that can occur for that function. So your costs become variable. Become variable. So outsourcing makes it fixed.
Oh, okay.
Second basic thing is it enables organizations focus on what is core to them and let somebody who is better at what is not core to them handle it as it is. So that also enhances efficiency because then you are focused on what you are good at as it is. And thirdly, it helps businesses enhance their competitive advantage in the market. Because they save costs, they're more efficient, they're able to do things better than competition. But I need to quickly make a clarification, because usually when people talk outsourcing, especially in Nigeria, it's always assumed they're talking about human resource, human being outsourcing. And when you said casualization, that flows from there.
Right.
But people outsourcing is less than 5% of outsourcing. Okay. Outsourcing, again, means transferring decision rights and functions to someone outside the organization.
Okay.
Not just about employment.
So it's not about human beings. So, for example, a lot of banks, I'm sure if you call most international banks, the person picking the call is in India or in South Africa. So they've outsourced their call center, not the human being. They've outsourced the function.
But that seems to differ from the model we run here. Kind of.
That's why I'm hoping today to be able to put some clarification.
So help us, talk to us about that, our own kind of model.
The unfortunate fact in Nigeria, first, is outsourcing as a business model is not regulated. So everybody just wakes up, either they're out of job or they come out of school, they say they are in outsourcing. But it's a professional practice. It's like medicine. It's like engineering. You can't just finish medicine. You still have to go for medical school or whatever.
Yeah.
Housemanship.
Same with law. Even after you read law, you have to go to law school.
Yes.
Is that way outside Nigeria? But here, everybody just carries a briefcase and say they're in outsourcing. I'm a certified outsource professional of the International Association of Outsourcing Professionals, because there's no such certification locally. When I left banking after 19 years in 2006 to start this, we went in that direction.
Okay, sir. I'm happy that you had a background in banking, because these people, quote unquote, the banks, are the ones who've taken advantage largely of outsourcing. But would you say the banks in Nigeria are outsourcing, or they are falling in the area of
casualizing
workers? Because I go to the banking halls, and people I see now, they don't even carry the ID card of the bank. They carry a different ID card, and there's no that brand presence of this is what we're doing. We're bankers. Like anybody can just be employed then.
That's a very, very good question, Tokwe. You see, I come from that industry. It's part of why I went into this business. When I left banking, I saw that what banks were practicing were principally casualization. not outsourcing. Was why I went for the certification, and we set out to do it differently. Now, for almost all banks, they multi-source, so you'll find more than one provider. And the basic difference is, you see, casualization simply means the staff have no core benefits.
Yeah.
The terms of employment are short-term, 6 months renewable, 1 year renewable, no medicals, no pension, no tax, no paid leave, nothing. We don't do that at Resource Intermediaries Limited. So that is casualization. Outsourcing, even on the people's side, it's a labor-certified process. Every staff we manage has a valid letter of employment that is not time-bound. They have paid annual leave. They are covered through the HMO for medical. And if we need to exit them, we give notice or we pay in lieu. They also cannot just take off without paying us or giving notice. So the letter they carry is the same letter all of my staff employed have.
Right.
I have about 85 core staff. All of those staff have that same letter. So it's not because they are working and deployed to different organizations. So that's a distinction. But you're right. A lot of banks don't go into that process. It's easier for them to work with the organization that will cut corners with them and do all of those tricks. We don't do that at Resource Intermediaries Limited.
All right, Bisi.
So there's this new law passed by the National Assembly on casualization and contract staffing. What's your take on it?
That's another very good question, BC. You see, I'm in absolute 100% support of that law. Specifically, I think it's Section 7, subsection 1 of that act. What it says is it provides that every employee must have their employment regularized within 90 days. So casualization is even in that law, but not for more than 90 days.
Yes.
That within 90 days, that employment must be regularized. And I just told you, with my company, that we don't even have that 90-day window. Every staff we employ and deploy, from day one, the employment is regularized. So but casualization, it's allowed even in that act, but not for more than 90 days.
Right.
So we don't do that. We don't do that. So I'm in full support of the law.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a massive unemployment in Nigeria. How can your company help that
Address it.
situation?
Another good question, Yeni. You see, each time I look at unemployment, my first response is always for those candidates to look inwards. We're familiar first with the fact that a lot of our graduates are not even employable. Now, I'm a local breed. All my education is local, so don't get me wrong. There's no Harvard, it's all local. And I'm a third-class graduate, by the way. Right. So everything is local. Right? But you can Google me.
They rule the world, actually. Third class, they rule the world.
As it is. Right. So the reality is a lot of those students, it's not their fault. Society in Nigeria basically celebrates certificates more than the
Content.
actual
Ability.
learning that can be applied in school. That's the challenge. So what have we done? We started about 9 years ago a program called the RIL Finishing School. So we started a school because we employ and we see people with those certificates, and when you sit down with them at an interview, someone with first-class computer science, the first thing we say is, okay, type this document and into the system and print it. They can't even put the computer on. Because in school, probably they use one big computer to teach 500 people.
Right.
And the computer used was a box.
Ancient ones.
Right. So we started 9 years ago, what we call the RL Finishing School. So for 5 days, it's a paid program, 30,000. We teach 18 modules. So things that help you in the real world, not certificate. Right. 18 modules. Entrepreneurship, which is our emphasis. That even if you get these jobs, it's temporary. Don't get too sucked up, especially in an outsourced job. Right? Go start your own. So we teach entrepreneurship, poise, public speaking, decision making, accounts for non-accountants, sales and marketing. 18 modules over 5 days. And in the 9 years, we've had 2,768 people pass through it in 85 streams. As it is, we call each model 85 streams. So that's one of our contribution. Next is every chance we get, like I have this with you lovely ladies today, we try to push that fact that, please, certificates are overrated.
Yeah, true.
Whatever
That will take a long
certificates you
time
have.
to accept.
Yes,
we
we
are
just
seeing the
talk to
reality.
those who get. So go and self-develop yourselves. What are the skills needed today? Go take a 2 weeks program, 3 months program to get that certification. Then you get the job. There are jobs out there.
Really?
There are jobs out there.
Yeah.
There are jobs out there.
Just have the right certification.
Have the right
But still
certification.
talking about contribution, let's help us understand the industry, its contribution into the economy. That's another aspect we'd like to know.
First, when I spoke about the benefits earlier, one of the major benefits outsourcing provides, again, I'm not just talking HR outsourcing. Outsourcing generally is, it actually improves the GDP of the country because of foreign investment. Currently for us, for example, in our little company in our 15 years, we manage about 3 different foreign accounts who pay us in dollars. And we've never seen them. All the engagement was online. We manage their local staff. So that's FX coming in as it is. And so that's one major advantage. So foreign exchange is earned because businesses are outsourced to Nigeria. Then the fact that you can be more efficient in running your business and transfer what is not core to you to an outsourced provider enhances the efficiency of businesses and focus.
All right. Now, quickly, because you mentioned 15 years, would like to understand how the lessons you have learned over the years building the company and ensuring that you sustained it up till this time. And then you mentioned something earlier that I would like for you to quickly touch on before perhaps we let you go. And that is the aspect of the fact that you said outsourcing is not regularized. And I'm wondering what the implications are. Those 2 questions, perhaps.
Okay, 2 in 1. Thank you again, Veronica. Interestingly, sometime next week, I have it out on my social media handle. I'll be sharing 15 secrets that we have learned in 15 years to 15 business owners. And they're just to register as a free 2-hour session with me. So I'll share 3 of them now.
Yeah, all right.
One key one is recognize that your people are your greatest assets.
That's your workers, you
Your
mean?
staff are your greatest assets. So any business that wants to grow and thrive, if you don't have that understanding, so your people, and it's not just by saying it, you have to live it. We have a creche in the office, so my staff that have babies after the 3 months maternity resume with the baby for another 1 year. And the baby's in the creche and work is going on. That's us living the fact of
And the
your
mother will be
staff.
very focused because her baby is not too
TBC
far.
has a creche as well, so
Absolutely.
the same
And the
thing.
male, the fathers whose wives work in places that they don't have that, bring the baby to the office as it is. We also have paternity leave.
Wow.
Awesome.
Interesting. That's new.
We have so you don't just say your people are your greatest assets, you live it. as
Show
it
it.
is.
How
You
long is
show
the
it.
paternity leave?
For us, it's 2 weeks.
That's
Okay.
good
That's
enough.
good
Just
enough.
stay at home,
That's
take
good.
care of
Baby,
baby.
bond with your baby.
Second one?
Second one is advertisements don't bring the customer. All it does is it gets you known.
Awareness.
So what brings the customers?
Contact, engagement, one-on-one. I'm sure there's some adverts you've watched on TV. You know, I don't want to sell anyone here, but beautiful adverts. And we like the adverts, but you didn't buy the product.
In fact, you can watch the advert 50 times because it's such a nice advert.
But you
Yes.
didn't buy the product.
What about referrals? Referrals could work
So
too.
referrals work. That's what I mean. You must, customer
Contact.
comes by contact. And a good way to grow your contact is to recognize that the sole purpose of a business is to create a customer and keep the customer, not to make money. If your focus is money, that business won't last.
So
Business
quickly,
people,
the third one.
yes. I've mentioned the 3.
Oh, you've mentioned the 3.
The other 12, you have to register and join.
All right.
It's two I heard, though.
If I want to register, I mean, what you've said,
We need to
I
go
run
on a
my
break.
business and I do all those 3 things.
YK.
Sorry, it has to go.
We need to go on a break. The director is on breathing down my neck now. We need to take this break. We'll take a break now and continue our conversation. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
All right, thank you for staying with us. We still have our guest, Olusoji Oyaweye, co-founder, MD, CEO, Resource Intermediaries Limited. And you were telling us 3 things that, out of 15 things that you have learned in the past 15 years. You told us 2. So we must get the 3rd one before we let you go.
Okay, the 3rd one is you must keep your costs low. And in keeping your costs low, consider outsourcing. So there's some functions you don't need to take on. You don't need to have an accountant in when you're starting a business. Even some sales and marketing can be outsourced. Keep your costs low. Also, use a co-work facility rather than rent an office and you're paying rent 2-3 million naira.
Use your home.
Use your home or a co-work. We also run co-work facilities. That's what I'm mentioning. The bunker facilities are owned by us in Lekki, Yaba, Abuja, and Ibadan. So for 250,000, you have an office, basically, rather than you're not paying rent, diesel, or security, any of that, all in that package. Or you pay 3,000 per day, 25,000 a month. So that brings your costs
They're packaging,
low.
yes.
Many people don't know these things.
Your final word before we let you go. Final word.
First, I'm an incurable optimist generally, including about our country. So if people like me can survive and build a 15-year-old business with a subsidiary in Ghana and 4 other businesses coming out of that main business, the last 3 in a COVID year, all thriving, then it's possible. But try and get a business coach, someone who's been there to help you through. Sometimes they will charge you for that experience sharing, but it's an investment worth taking.
Okay, Olusoji Oyaweye, co-founder, MD, CEO, Resource Intermediaries Limited. Thank you for your time.
Thank
and
you,
congratulations once again.
Thank you, Veronica and Bisi.
Thank you.
Danny, nice meeting you. And Tope.
All right, we'll take a break. When we return, we'll continue our conversation. Stay with us.